What is up, everyone? My name is Rho, part of the Warcraft radio crew here, and today we are going to show you the intro experience to become part of the Night Fae Covenant in Ardenweald. Now, I have actually played this experience myself on the now beta. This footage, however, is provided by our very own Queen of Murlocs. I play a Vulpera Warlock, and I've got to say that the Night Fae aesthetic really kind of clicks with what I plan to do on a Vulpera Warlock. Probably one of the very few Warlocks that are going to be part of the Night Fae Covenant, as it were. So we're going to be going through this whole questing process to become a part of the Covenant. Each quest line, I feel, is going to be very different from each other Covenant. I played a little bit of the Venthyr, joining the Venthyr thing back when you could get the abilities and stuff, and this Night Fae experience is quite different. Another thing that is quite different from many of the other flight paths in World of Warcraft is this whole Shadowlands flight path experience, which is freaking amazing. They've nailed it as far as going between one realm and another. The anima flow, the sci-fi effects that are going on here is great. One of the best ways to transition from the stately Oribos hub to this lush, majestic, natural zone that is Ardenweald. So after you arrive in Ardenweald, you will talk to Moonberry, and she will be giving you a little bit of exposition here and introducing you to become a part of the Covenant as far as all of that goes. And we will follow her along. Long ago, after the trees of Night Fae arose, the first mortal soul appeared in Ardenweald. I can't do fairy voices all that well, so I'm not even going to try to speak in a fairy voice. Our queen met at the gateway. You are neither spirit nor fae. Why have you come? I've been sent to you, the spirit said, for in life I devoted myself to serving nature. Then be welcome in my realm, replied the queen. And here are like all the different spirit forms I believe you're going to be able to soul shape into, which is freaking amazing. I think soul shaping into a fox is just fine. I could definitely see soul shaping into a raptor or a bat or something else. The soul net, how may I be of service, my queen? Tend to the spirits forevermore, the cycle must continue or all is lost. How shall I do this, O queen? The soul asked, for my body is no more. I grant you this boon, become as the wild creatures, whatever shape you require, it shall be yours. And so, I extend the queen's boon to you. Arise. And that is how you gain your soul shape ability. Of course, there is a little bit more to it than this. There is the whole soulbind experience, which introduces you to soulbinding to the three characters that are exclusive in this covenant. I remember doing this with the Venthyr. It's a very kind of similar experience where you'll talk to one of the three characters here, check out their soulbind, click on the different links to see, what each of the abilities are, so on and so forth. Kind of playing around with the soul shape ability here, zipping and zapping around, that is not going to get old. I definitely am a fan of all the different things you can do with soul shape. So now we're going to be going through the whole soulbind process, and that is going to require talking to a couple of the NPCs here to complete that ritual.
It would be my honor to fight beside you, my friend.
And you start off by talking to one of, I believe, Nia, if I'm not mistaken. You have this work in progress soulbinding ritual cutscene. One of the things that kind of fascinates me about this whole soulbinding thing is your memories and experiences become a part of theirs and vice versa. And I almost wish they expanded more on that. It's like, I wonder what more you could learn about Nia's experiences and journeys. So after we bond here with Nia, you open up your Soulbind panel and check out what different bonuses you can do. Sylvan Mantle affects your soul shape. Both these first tier abilities for Nia affect your soul shape ability. Then, of course, we have the conduit system, which as of not too long ago, we found out that the different conduits are not going to necessarily be destructible. We have Nia's tools here, Nia's poison, and the herbs ability, providing invigorating herbs. Now, see, I don't know which one I would take. I'm actually probably going to go with the ones that just kind of provide passive benefits as far as like experience and adventuring and such. The care package ability, which ends up with Nia giving you useful herbs after completing certain quests and missions and stuff like that. I think I would go along that too, because I would likely try to gather herbs for providing for raid potions, flasks, and all that such. So after we complete our Soulbind here, there is a continuation of this where we are going to go through the whole experience to get the second ability, which is the class-specific ability. Now, to do that, we have to return, I believe, to Moonberry, if I'm not mistaken. And this is where we get introduced to the scouting map, the mission table, as it were, in Shadowlands. I've got to say, you know, as much as many people may not be popular of the whole mission table experience, at least how it's been up to this point, I like this new kind of auto-battler take on it myself.
I knew you'd come to see me.
So after we have that done, you will learn that in order to basically petition to join the Wild Hunt, you need to tell the story or some of the highlights of your life, as it were, to the Winter Queen. And that involves producing a special play for the Winter Queen. And I gotta say, I did not expect the questline to go in the direction that it did, to be a part of everything here. So the play's the thing. As a new champion of the court, you are going to have to basically put on a play. And normally, ages are required to craft some sort of presentation like this, but hey, it's Shadowlands, it's beta, and you're immortal, so we're just going to wing it. So after Moonberry invades your mind and finds out all the stuff that you have done and not done, it is time to get things going.
Best not to keep Featherlight waiting. Meet him at the theater.
One of the interesting things I forget about this is that some of the voice acting is in this and some of it is not. I wonder if we're going to have just how fully voiced will these experiences be by the time they make it live. That'll definitely be interesting to see. There's a few parts in this play coming up where I'm sure they're likely going to take some sound files from older content and introduce them into this, and you'll see what I mean in just a second here. So, traveling toward the destination of the play, you can see the stage here, and yeah, gotta love the artifact appearance of the bear there. And there is the stage. Of course, we have to go backstage to get all ready and everything. Quite the visual. Of course, now, small spoiler, if you have been keeping yourself in the dark on stuff, yeah, that was Ysera that you saw over there, and there is definitely a big reason that she is a big part of this whole experience. So it's time to break a leg. The theater company here has put things together to help you along. They are going to be playing the roles of some of the characters that you encountered in your past.
For the third time, the Burning Legion descended upon Azeroth. But hope yet remained. Behold, our illustrious hero!
So time for a little blast to the past as we fight the forces of Legion. There's Xavius, or... Yes, you are Xavius, or at least a close representation.
Line! Lord of Nightmares! Xavius! Lord of Nightmares!
This is so bad it's good. I mean, it's not quite The Room.
Azeroth's champions confronted Xavius deep within the Emerald Dream. And so, the nightmare was brought to an end.
One of the great things about this whole experience is seeing the audience reactions, and some of the commentary that they'll say on some of these things is great as it goes along. Time to fight Gul'dan.
But it wasn't their Gul'dan. This one came from the past and another world.
You gotta love how they make fun of themselves with this one.
I think that's how it went.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
But someone else landed the killing blow.
As is tradition. I feel like they should have made Kil'jaeden's image a little bigger.
Enraged by Gul'dan's failure, Kil'jaeden the Deceiver himself sought to destroy the Legion's foes. No! The defenders of Azeroth won this fight!
Oh, right. And then it's time to take on good old Argus.
Taking the fight to the Legion, Azeroth's champions battled the corrupted world soul of Argus itself.
This acting is so terrible. One thing I will mention as I was doing this quest line, and as you'll kind of see here, it takes a little longer to down these enemies over time, and actually near the end it becomes a little tricky.
Life still flickers within these mortals. Arise, champions! Fight to save your world!
That's a nod to the raid fight with Argus, where you die but then you live again.
And so, the champions of Azeroth repelled the Burning Legion, ended their crusade, and saved all worlds.
Not just Azeroth, all worlds. You take a bow, and the audience goes wild. Alright, and that's only Legion. We have a couple more tales to tell here. And I believe we are going to reenact some of the events of Battle for Azeroth next, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the Fourth Wall, War, and that's kind of a nod to the fourth wall, which is typically the wall between you and the audience that is not actually there. And suffice to say, that fourth wall is broken quite a few times throughout the course of this whole thing. Time to put the world in place. Interesting that the world looks like a giant grass pod, but you see all the continents there and such, and for those of you theorists thinking that there's a hidden continent on the other side of the world, maybe not? Wonder if anyone's taken a good hard look at this spherical map and if it means anything. Probably not. And we have a banner of Teldrassil representing the Great World Tree.
Costume change.
Oh, right.
Backstage. Good. Now hit your mark.
And so now you've taken the form of Sargeras, or a close enough wannabe. And you go for the slam dunk of a sword right into Azeroth. Close enough. Now there was a little skip here, but I know that the audience made some quips about that sword being stuck in the world there.
Lay siege to the World Tree.
You cannot kill Rho.
Can't I? Well then, I'll just kill the tree! Burn it! And so, Teldrassil was consumed.
That was
by
my
the
comment
flames
exactly.
of war.
Lol, K. And it's time to set fire to the tree. Now, an interesting thing here is that Ysera, again, is in the audience. And with all this going on, you gotta remember that Ysera wasn't around when these events took place. So this is the first time that Ysera is finding out about these events. And she definitely makes some comments about that for sure. Alright, we will hold still for the next costume change, in which we become a horse. And it's time to break the line as we lay siege with the whole attack on Lordaeron going on.
But before he could capture Sylvanas, she blighted the land and made her escape. This made everyone
That's a fair
very
assessment.
unhappy.
It did make everyone very unhappy, both Horde and Alliance, except for your Sylvanas supporters. I played the Sylvanas supporter and a anti-Sylvanas character on my realm.
Then a diamond dwarf reminded everyone about the giant sword.
Yeah, because that's a thing.
Champions, the world is bleeding. Ye need to heal our wounds.
As it turned out, Azeroth's blood held incredible power. It erupted from the earth for anyone to claim.
Let's get those wounds! Props to them for having Magni say, champions! So you heal some wounds, and it's as simple as clicking on 5 little piles of dirt. Wounds are healed, and that, of course, fixes everything, right? Because that takes care of everything, and now there's no more sword stuck in the planet.
The Alliance and Horde sounded the horns of war.
Oh no! Again, war! What is it good for? Absolutely nothing, except your $15 a month. And mine. Quite a few times, actually. I did not lapse in sub once during Battle for Azeroth. I actually lapsed in sub a couple of times during Legion, of all things, even though I love Legion. Alright, so the fourth wall continues, and now we're going to move on to where's my motivation? It's time to perform the final acts of this play.
Another war? That's rough, friend.
You're telling me.
And so, the battle for Azeroth had begun.
And it's time for another series of raid boss encounter fights, starting off with G'huun, which is played by Gloober.
Old God Unit G'huun exterm Gloober. No.
What does it take to get good help on stage, you know? Gloober obviously found something more interesting. Probably a tasty Night Fae treat. What do they eat in Ardenweald, I wonder? I know, seeing some of the data mining, that some of the food in Shadowlands is rather peculiar. So G'huun down, and now of course we have the battle at Dazara Lore.
Hey, Mon! Horde vessels on the horizon, Mon! You have nowhere left to run, Ice Witch Mon!
You tell her, Mon! Now this is a part where I think they'd insert Jaina's voice from the older content from all of that. I'm just glad that we're reenacting the Jaina fight and not the Stormwall blockade, because man, I hated that blockade encounter. So here you are in an ice block. Yep. It didn't go like that. We actually won, so I'm defeated, yay! You don't have to do any fight, it's just Jaina shows up, you win. Moving along. Hi, Queen Ashara.
Bow before your queen.
In close first person, see, Ashara has kind of a little bit of a different look to her. Guess they added on some extra tentacles for the visual there. Stand still, but keep moving. Yeah, her edicts could sometimes be that annoying, especially in Mythic. Not that I played Mythic much at all, really. I am far too perfect and beautiful to be defeated. And we also need the savior for the next raid, so... And your little dog, too. The queen was dethroned, but a remake the world is hunger. And now we get to N'Zoth, and this fight, I actually, no joke, I almost died in this part, where you are taking on multiple enemies, and you can see our Madam Murloc here feeling quite a bit of pain, actually. All of the other encounters up to this had been pretty easy. This one, you actually have to kind of pay attention because these guys hurt, and there's a few of them. So just whittling them down and Oh, that had to hurt. So, I came close to dying in that one. I did not die myself. We're going to give it another go here. I believe in Queen of Murlocs. Because honestly, if she doesn't beat this, I don't know how this video is going to end. And the Corruptors defeated. Madame Murloc had prevailed once more. I knew you could do it, Queen. And so we take our final bow. And the crowd goes wild. The Winter Queen says it's an excellent performance. Yeah, it looks like Madame Murloc will get to join the Night Fae. Yeah, I'm still not clear about Sargeras with the sword either. The comments about the sword still being stuck in Azeroth are, yeah, they get me. They really get me.
You could probably use a little.
So you talk to Moonberry here, and you find out that, hey, Ysera was watching all of that, and she wants to have a word with you.
Always a pleasure.
I'm sure Ysera and I do have quite a bit to talk about, so you basically get to talk to Ysera, get a ride back to the heart of the Weald, as it were. And Ysera will drop in a little bit of handy exposition along the way for Queen and Grove. Best dragon mount ever. Sarah says, I thought it was all a dream, Argus in the sky. All of those souls lost to the Maw and Tyrande. Her rage darkens her heart like a shadow on the moon. But the Night Warrior's power is much a curse as it is a blessing. It threatens to tear her asunder from within. I cannot aid the Caldari when Teldrassil burned. I pray I can aid Tyrande before it's too late. For now, however, I believe the Queen bids you speak with her. So you basically get the drift that when it comes to the Covenant campaign at max level, that is likely going to heavily play into working with Ysera to find a way to help Tyrande as she deals with the blessing and the curse that is being a Night Warrior. I am very much looking forward to that. Never really been the hugest fan of Tyrande, and I mean, it's an Alliance character, and I mostly play Horde, but hey, we'll see what happens. I'm definitely interested in seeing the interaction with Ysera and Tyrande and all of that.
I can take you to see the Queen.
Oh, please do.
I can take you to see the Queen.
Hint, hint. Let's go see the Queen then. No more, please. This has been kind of a lengthy questline, but you know what? I'm down with it. This definitely took longer than the whole thing of joining the Venthyr. Of course, when I did the whole Venthyr thing, I don't know if that was the entire bit of the questline. You've achieved much in the span of a mortal life. We are fortunate to call you an ally. And so, by anima we bless you, by spirit we embrace you, by oath we stand beside you. Rise, Madame Murloc of Azeroth, as Huntress of the Wild Hunt, Champion of the Court of Night, and Protector of Ardenweald, first of her name. And with that, we have come to the end of this look to the intro questline for the Night Fae Covenant in Ardenweald. Thanks everyone for checking out this video. Make sure to like this video, follow us, subscribe, do all that great stuff. Follow us on Twitter at Warcraft Radio for more information on Shadowlands as the beta continues. I've been Rho, you've been you, and I'll talk to you next time.